Yo, 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 what's up, people? It's your boy Jason Gooner back again with another show to recap the match week in the EPL. We're going to be discussing some JPL final regular season match week. And of course, we're going to be checking around with all the Reggae Boys around the world, see how they got up this week in their respective leagues. So first things first, people, if you're new to the channel, do me a great favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep bringing you football content, and definitely we are here to stay, people. So first and foremost, again, let's big up the people in the building from early out. Yeah, man, big up Omar Fowling. Yeah, man, respect, bro. Respect, Omar Fowling. Fresh, God bless. Yeah, man, respect fresh. We're going to talk about it later for sure. Manchester United did City and Arsenal a favor. Got a draw today at Old Trafford. Yeah, we're going to discuss that game in detail, people, for sure. It was a good one, so we're going to definitely touch on that tonight. So, of course, people, as we get started, we're going to let some more people get in the building, of course. We know it's a late night show, so some people have work a morning. We understand totally, but we'll put the content out there so people can watch. And of course, since it's a football-centric show, this is not something that has to be viewed in real time. You can always put this on tomorrow morning. You're working out at work in the morning, trying to get through that morning shift. Absolutely, I put on Jason Gooner TV weekly recap show, and you can be entertained, and the day can go smoother. So, first things first, people, let's go ahead and pull up some of the Reggae Boys in action overseas. Just gonna do a few of the players that I'm thinking about. Definitely most of the Reggae Boys that I think will be involved when we come up to the June window. Of course, World Cup qualifiers June 6th and June 9th. And then, of course, we go right into the Copa America first game on the 22nd of June. So, first things first, let's look at one of our newer Reggae Boys. He goes by the nickname Dimmy, and that is Damari Gray, people. So here is Damari Gray. Make sure this is right. Yeah, all right, good. Here's Damari Gray, people. As you can see, overall for the season, a 7.36 rating, so having a very good season. 19 games, 18 starts, 2 team of the week, playing pretty much most games, 85 minutes per game, 4 goals and 3 assists. So I'm sure you would probably want a few more goals and assists on there, but definitely performance-wise doing well. Let's look at his most recent game, which was played yesterday on the 6th. Yes, people, remember, as soon as you enter the building, to hit the like button and get us to our target tonight. Definitely would love to get 100 likes on the video tonight. And as I said, people, we're just going to go through and check some players. So here's Damari Gray's game. Zoom this a little bit for you. All right, so 89 minutes played, as you can see. Spent most of his time on the right in this game. Kind of rare for him. Usually deployed on the left, but definitely versatile enough to play either side. 89 minutes played. He had 61 touches of the ball. Lost it 18 times. He was 4 for 6 on his dribbles attempted, so that's very good. 1 shot off target. He was 26 of 32 for 81% on his passing. Tried 2 crosses, was unsuccessful on both. 1 for 2 on his long passes. He was 9 of 17 in his ground duels. Very active, decent there, winning more than he lost. And he was successful in his 1 aerial duel. He had 2 fouls, was fouled 3 times, was offsides once. On the defensive stats, he had 1 clearance and 2 tackles. So good display from Damari for sure. 7.1 rating. Pretty much almost played the full match, and his team was able to get a victory. So Wijnaldum there, as you can see, the captain, and Toko Akambi got the winning goal in this 1-0 victory. And of course, Andre Gray was on the opposing team, somebody that the Reggae Boys have not been calling on recently, but he did play the full match, 90 minutes. Did have 1 shot on target, 25 touches, only lost it 6 times, 16 for 18 for 89%, very good passing. 0 for 2 on his dribbles, 6 possession loss, one foul, and he did have one tackle. So no goals or assists for Andre Gray, but put in a shift for the 90 minutes for a 6.6 rating. Just curious to see how he's been faring for the season. So 6.79 for the overall season, 19 played, 15 starts, and he does have 5 goals and 2 assists on the season. So not doing too badly. Andre Gray, one that, at 32 years of age, maybe some have think that ship has sailed for him with Jamaica, but could definitely be an option if we have some issues with injuries or anything of that nature. Somebody I think that we should not forget about. Bless up, Jay. Bless up, cuz. We out here, man. Liverpool, that might be some big drop points when it's all said and done. Weaknesses, discipline, unfortunately, really hard, man. Oh, yeah, talk about Demari. Demari Gray weakness was discipline. We never even pre. Yeah. Aerial duels and discipline. Jaja. What them say about Andre Gray? Hopefully not discipline. Okay, ground duels and no outstanding strengths. Jano, them wouldn't even give him the finishing. It's a good finisher. Yeah, man, I know what you mean, real ball. I don't watch nothing. Big up yourself in a Duckland. Well done, United. The first thing that we want, I tell my cousin them today, the Premier League is really a mad thing, Me actually a cheer for Manchester United today. Craziness. So that's Demari Gray and Andre Gray, of course, who played against him. Next player that I want to pull up is Michail Antonio. He had a game yesterday versus Wolves. And of course, we'll be talking about some of these games later, but this one I wasn't probably going to highlight so much. So I know that Michael did not start. He came in at halftime. They were down 1-0 and were pretty much under pressure the entire first half. And Moyes decided to bring on Michael for the second half. So this is what he did in the second half. Played 45 minutes. Had 26 touches in that 45 minutes. Lost the ball 12 times. He had 1 shot on target. He was 2 for 4 on his dribbles. He was 7 for 12 passing for 58%. 0 for 1 crosses. He was 3 for 8 on his ground duels, 1 for 3 on his aerial duels. And he had 1 clearance, 1 tackle, and he was dribbled past 1 time for a 6.6 rating. So his team was able to come back and turn it around to 2-1, got a penalty, and also Ward-Prowse with a signature goal direct from the corner kick, a nice curling corner kick into the far post. And Antonio actually did his job on that one, blocking the keeper's sight and just making him uncomfortable on that one. So 6.6 for Antonio off the bench. I think that Moyes probably has one eye on Thursday's match against Bayer Leverkusen. So that's probably one of the reasons why they did not put him out there for the 90 minutes. He did play 90 minutes in midweek as well. So with his injury history, I'm sure that Moyes will be trying to divide out the minutes as best he can moving forward to keep him fit for the rest of the season. And hopefully for the Reggae Boyz, he does that as well. 3 games, 90 shots against them and only 5 goals. Only have ourselves to blame. Yeah. Yep. Duckland, bless up everybody. Owen, bless up yourself. Trey, bless. With their boat. Sound like your performance today. Left for a minute. Yeah, man. I'm going to continue to fresh. It's going to be the only day. Hot chili, big up, Bless up yourself. Well, I'll go through the predictions as well, people. Myself and my cousin, John Bull, went through and did all the predictions, and I have the outcomes here of how it went. He was killing me on the first day, people, but big comeback on the second day from Jason Gooner. So we'll go through that later. But that, people, is Michail Antonio for the weekend. So me cross off Michail off my list. All right, next person that I wanted to check on, people, is somebody that when I watched back the show last week just to see, because people want to make the show better, you know. So I watch the show and critique myself and take little notes and see what happened. Man, I had a glaring omission from the team. I believe that was because of all the issues that he had in the last window, but definitely people will still want to keep track of Mr. Leon Bailey. I do think that he does have a future with the team at some point, and at the end of the day, he's still a Jamaican playing in the Premier League, so we are still proud. So as far as Leon went, he did play this weekend. Of course, Aston Villa had a crazy matchup with Brentford. Ended 3-3, of course. And Leon, let's see, lineups. Leon did get the start after being benched. A lot of people that I know saw this lineup and wondered why this wasn't the starting lineup against City. One reason for that was McGinn was still suspended, so that wouldn't have been possible there. But Tielemans and Bailey were available. Watkins wasn't. But, this team right here, when you saw it, the lineup, and then you saw as well Ivan Toney not starting for Brentford, one would think that Villa would think that they would have this match in the bag. But Brentford had another thing coming for them. Sergio Reguilon found the performance of the season for him and played really well on that left-hand side. And I think this side of Konza and Bailey was under immense pressure throughout the game. So that was something that definitely hurt Aston Villa on the day. But let's just go to Bailey's performance. As my ring light is gone somehow. People, let me see what's going on here. One second, people. I did a late night show. I'm sure this look with just the light here. It's still kind of bright, still that good. All right, so the machine light at work. All right, so Bailey, people, in the 3-all, he played 89 minutes, had 69 touches of the ball, lost it 23 times. He was 34 of 46 on his passes for 74%, excuse me. He was 3 for 10 on his crosses, so attempted a lot of crosses, 1 for 1 on his long passes. He was 1 for 4 on dribbles attempted on the day, 1 shot off target and 1 shot blocked, so none on target on the day. He was 2 for 5 in his ground duels, 0 for 1 in his one aerial. He was fouled once and didn't have any defensive stats on the day for his 6.9. As you can see on the heat map, spent a lot of his time in the opposing half, right there in the wing areas. That's how he got off those 10 crosses. But again, with Reguilon tearing down this wing, I know maybe it's not in his, it's not in Emery's game plan for him to get back and help. But I do think that at times it was needed and he just was not there to help out Konza on those overloads. Reguilon was getting a lot of joy. So 6.9 for Bailey. Offensively, good performance, dangerous when he got into the box. But again, if he's going to play that position, I do think that he needs to help out a little more on the defensive end. So 6.9 for Bailey. All right, I'm going to need to turn on the light, people. Give me 1 minute because I can't see my paper. Don't know what happened to my light, people. All right, cool. All right, people. Sorry about that. I had to just turn on the light because I can't see a thing. Yeah, man, it's bad, but true, I need to see the paper when I look, man. I can't keep it away there. But I find something new. Yeah, man, make them know if I like it up, man. Come on, Villa, need you guys informed. Boy, had chilly. Villa form coming like a yo-yo. Up and down, believe me. As a matter of fact, pretty much all the teams outside the top 3 are like that. Spurs, Villa, Manchester United, of course, Brighton, all of them. Who else is around there? Wolves, Newcastle, all those teams, man. On any given day, them can give you a good game and then a bad one just the same. That is true, I mean, not that he did anything much for you guys, but on that performance I saw with Brentford, You know, could have definitely use him. You know, because I'm playing Wan-Bissaka left back. And I don't even think I ever see Wan-Bissaka even kick the ball with him left foot. Yeah, real ball like rough. It rough. It really rough. It really rough. But as me say, still a Jamaican, and I just pray him can think for himself, because I really and truly feel like a lot of the things we I'm expressing at the interview there forwarding directly from somebody else, and him just attack them, you know. So go and pray for him still. Can see the light, you know. Like when I turn on my light, if you can just turn on film light same way. Yeah, I don't know what I'm to my light, brother. It plug in and everything and just cut off. I don't know what I go on feet. I don't know what I go on feet. I have to deal with that afterwards. Who made the crucial tackle? Oh, you're talking about Bailey? Yeah, that might have been the only defensive action. I don't know them never give him a tackle for that. I think I remember the play I talk about. Enough time. No, United regular status, I had a chance he'd be on the sidelines. Probably don't even play, eh? Them son I play Wan-Bissaka same way. Alright, that was Bailey, people. So let's check another player, people. Somebody that did feature in the Nations League. And of course, he has a teammate that featured in the Nations League as well, Michael Hector. And he definitely plays with our boy Karai Anderson as well. And they both featured in this game. It was a 2-1 victory for Charlton against Barnsley, who of course have Devante Cole. So let's just check these three players real quick, people. This is Michael Hector's game. And actually, we can pull them all up still. So let's do that. John Russell as well. So this game had a lot of Reggae Boyz on it. And Devante Cole. All right, so well then gone. So I dash them where I can't get them back now. All right, see him there. All right, so here's Hector, people. Heat map, as you can see there. Actually did a bit of roaming. Look like he may have switched. I didn't actually see this game enough, people. So I just have to base it off of the stats. 90 minutes. He had 4 clearances, 1 block shot, 3 interception, 1 tackle. He was 1 for 1 on his ground duels, 0 for 1 on the aerials. He had 13 possession loss out of 42 touches, 20 for 32 for 63%. So for Hector, that's kind of low, to be honest, people. 6 for 12 on his long passes. Didn't have any kind of shots on target or anything like that. So that was Michael Hector, 6.9 in a 2-1. Pretty good performance, almost a 7 out of 10. So Hector continuing his good run of form lately with the Reggae Boyz and carrying that form over, as you can see, since he's been back from Nations League. Pretty much 7s are better in the league. So very good for Hector there. Definitely proving to be a player that, you know, is pretty consistent at this point, and would be surprised if he is still in League One come next season, to be honest with you, with a defender of his experience playing in the Premier League before. So I'm sure championship sides will be sniffing around to see what they can do to bring in a player like Hector. So here is Karai Anderson, as you can see on his heat map. Energetic player all over the pitch. Spent a lot of time on this right side here. Did play in the role right behind the strikers. So as you can see, people, a little more attacking featured from Karai in this one. 90 minutes played, did not get substituted. He was 0 for 2 on his dribbles. Did not have any shots or anything like that. Had 44 touches. He was 21 for 28, 75% on his passes. No key passes. Would love to see him at least get 1 from that position in that role. 0 for 1 on his crosses. He was 3 for 7 in his ground duels and attempted 16 aerial duels, only winning 3. So basically, it looks like Charlton was going long, and he might have been a target to win that first ball. 13 possession loss out of his 44 touches, as I said before. 2 fouls. He was fouled once, 1 interception, and 2 tackles for Karai Anderson. So Karai Anderson, people love to see the fact that he's getting a lot of playing time. He as well, since he's been back. Let's look at him real quick. Definitely has been one getting games, played against Exeter and played again against Barnsley. So didn't play that second game, was held out. I think with him, they're not quite ready to have him playing those 3 games a week as yet. So, but good to see him starting and playing 90 minutes in the 2 games on the weekend. So that is good there for Karai Anderson. Let's go back to the last game. I want to look up Mr. John Russell and Mr. Devante Cole, who hopefully has got all his paperwork now sorted. Let's see, Devante. Why won't it come up? Oh, I'll go on, people. How about from this one? Yeah, I don't know why. No, I'll bring them up. Oh, I'll go on here, so. Well, could try something else. I'll try something else, people, because while I'm there, I try to figure this out. Like the video, people, don't forget. It helps the people to know that we are live, and also will help. There we go. So here's Devante Cole. Started the game, played 78 minutes. Didn't have a goal or assist, so a long drought for Devante. And where the goals or assists are concerned, he had 3 shots off target, missed 2 big chances in this one. So not the best from him. 18 touches, was 1 for 5 on his passes for 20%. Not good at all. 0 for 1 on long passes, 2 for 4 on ground duels, 2 for 6 on his aerials. Lost the ball 11 times in his 18 touches, had 1 block shot on defense, 2 tackles, and he was dribble past once. So not a very good performance from Devante. Definitely has been struggling of late, as you can see there, all through February, March, April. No goals, no assists from a player that, you know, has been banging them in for the season with 17 goals and 3 assists in now 41 played. So, you know, a long stretch without goals for Devante. Hopefully he can break that duck soon. Barnsley definitely a team that is missing his goals lately, and they definitely need him to find some form again soon. Let's check out our boy John Russell as well. Started in that CDM role as a lone 6. As you can see, he played 69 minutes, had 50 touches of the ball, lost it only 6 times. Very good. 34 for 40 on his passes for 85%, had 1 key pass, 0 for 1 on his long pass attempted, 1 shot blocked that he attempted. He was 1 for 1 on his ground duels and 4 for 4 on his aerial duels. Was fouled once and had 3 clearances. So no tackles, kind of surprising there, but did win all his duels that he went into and had a good passing accuracy with a key pass. So surprising that he only played the 69 minutes. Hopefully that wasn't a fatigue issue for him or an injury issue. They don't have a little symbol there, so not showing that it was for an injury, but with the performance he was having, I'm kind of surprised that they would take him off. But good performance there from John Russell, 6.9. So that was the news from there. Let's check our boy in League One as well, Mr. Greg Leigh. Let me check in with the chat in the meantime. Yeah, I believe did they give Bailey the assist for that play? I know he got it in fantasy, but sometimes the FPL and the actual stats don't match up with the assists. Like I know for sure the rebound after a shot is an assist in fantasy, but not like recognized by the Premier League itself. And I think a deflected cross might be the same thing, but I could be wrong. Let me check that real quick before we check Greg. Don't believe they gave him that assist, you know. Let's see. Yeah, so if you look here, there would be a little assist symbol, but it's not there, like this symbol right here. So if you can, I think you can see my cursor moving. So yeah, that would be there. So yeah, in fantasy, if you have him in fantasy, you got an assist, but not a registered stat. Yeah, there you go, Fresh. Yeah, actually, a great look. A great look. Really glad. Yeah, new manager. Yeah, man. Really fall off. You know, say Real Baller, I already did have good internet, you know. It was the machine I was using to do the streaming. It could not keep up with everything going on, you know. So I had to upgrade, and that's why it's looking crispy now. Yeah, man. All about the processing power. Bless up United. We out here. Respect for earlier United. We needed Liverpool to drop those points, you know. All right, so we check Bailey for see that, but let's go back to what we were looking at. People, Greg Leigh. So Greg Leigh on the season consistent 6.92, very good. 3 team of the weeks. People remember he did have a player of the season award as well for the entire league, which was good. But let's see what he did in his most recent game. Oxford were 4-0 winners over Burton. And let's check how Greg did in the match. So Greg Leigh started at left back and played the whole game, played 90 minutes. He had 1 clearance and 1 tackle. He was 4 for 5 on his ground duels, 3 for 3 on his aerial duels. He had 73 touches and lost the ball 24 times. He was 34 of 52 for 65% on his passing, 0 for 1 on his crosses, 2 for 9 on his long passes, and he attempted 3 dribbles and was successful on all 3. So a strong 7.1 performance from Greg Leigh. Definitely a player that, whenever given the chance to play for Jamaica, pretty much does a consistent performance for us. And I'm just glad to see him at what looks like him getting back into his regular role with Oxford. Did get rested when he first got back in the first game and then came off the bench in the game against Fleetwood. So good to see him back starting at left back. Has played left back this season, and also where you see Josh Murphy here and Owen Dale in this system. He has played both of those roles, all 3 of those roles. So very versatile player. I think a player that can function well in the back 4 or as the wing back in the back 5 as well, because he does have ability going forward. So very, very, very good player for Jamaica. One that definitely holds it down. Longing to see a squad when we have both Bell and Leigh, because it seems like it's always one or the other. Hopefully, we'll be tracking Amari. He started his YouTube channel, and I've seen the first couple of videos he put out on his recovery. And that guy is a warrior, because based on what I saw him doing in the second video from the first video that he put out, he looks to already be, making some good progress where that is concerned. So I won't check on Deshaun, because I know the issue with Deshaun, still not out. Still not back with his team as yet. Nursing a muscle injury right now, one that they thought wasn't too serious. And I don't think it's that serious, but at this point, they don't want to rush it with him. So very understandable there. And we'll keep tracking Deshaun Bernard to let you know how his progress goes. So the next player I want to look at is Damian Lowe. Damian Lowe did have a match against Nashville last night, and this is how that went for them. They were able to win this game 2-1. I did get to see the highlights of this game. Didn't watch it in full or anything, but we will look in a little closer at Damian Lowe. So good performance from Damian, 7.2 for him on the day. As you can see, they did play in a back 3 people. So remember last week they played the back 4. Damian Lowe didn't start, and I was wondering, if they don't go with this back 3 system, will Damian get the game time? Well, we didn't get to see if he would start in the back 4 this week. The coach went with the 3 again. Damian Lowe, as you can see, was deployed on the left side of the 3 and spent a lot of his time on this left side of defense as well. So he had 90 minutes played, 0.13 expected goals. I think that's based on attempt he had off of a free kick was a second ball back into the box that he got his head onto, and it wasn't able to keep it down. Was very busy in defense, 11 clearances, 2 interceptions, and 3 tackles. He was 3 for 5 on ground duels and 5 for 5 on his aerials, so very good on his duels on the day. He had 55 touches and lost the ball 15 times, committed 1 foul. He was 20 of 34 passing for 59%, so not quite the best. 4 for 10 long passes there, and 1 shot off target. That's the header I was talking about, and then 0 for 1 on his dribbles. So 7.2 based on his defending really could have been higher, but I think the passing stats probably bring down his overall score a bit to the 7.2. Definitely on defense, though, I thought he did really well. Basically cleared out most of the danger threats from Nashville, especially in that first half when Nashville, as you can see by the momentum, was all over them. Damian Lowe really did a good job of clearing up most of those messes. That's where the bulk of those 11 clearances came from, was in the first half. So Damian Lowe with a good performance, and obviously his teammate Andre Blake, as you can see, isn't there. Oliver Semley did play, and that was because Damian couldn't quite make it through the concussion protocol to be able to play in this game. So nothing serious, people. He'll be back next week, so no need to really freak out about that. He will be back. So yeah, Damian Lowe, Andre Blake, that's the checkup on them. Andre Blake still going through the concussion protocol, but should be back this week coming up, and Damian Lowe as well. So someone that I didn't check on last week, people, but has been making the rounds in the Reggae Boyz YouTube circles and anybody who follows the team, is a player from Rangers, Dujan Sterling. But before we check on Dujan, let me just go through the chat and see what people have to say about what we've been talking about. At least we're playing his trade in the championship. I'm assuming that was about Hector, probably. Arsenal are playing the best football, and in my humble opinion, considering Arteta is up against 2 other highly rated managers, Arteta has been able to outclass both. Yes, Lynn Simpson, just 7 more weeks, or 7 more games, I should say. I will see if him truly outclass them, but he's doing a damn good job right now, I must agree. Greg Lee started out as a striker in Man City Academy, got converted to a defender. Yeah, man, Cygnus, I know he was an attacker, went from striker to wing forward to wide midfielder, eventually all the way back to, fullback. So I know the progression of the player. Somebody that, once we are talking about a player, I definitely do a deep dive on them and try to figure out all their history. So I won't lie to you and say that I was watching him develop at City or anything like that, but I have done the research. So yeah, man, I know about his progression signals. Arteta has a marvelous way of reading the game technically. Absolutely. I think that's probably his biggest strength. And I think that what I didn't know he would have so early in his career is he clearly is a manager that gets, gets the best out of his players and understands like how important the mental part of it is, especially when I watched that documentary with them, just the way he kind of really tries to get them motivated in different ways, and it's not always the same thing. So I think he has a good idea of that early in his career, which is good. Most managers take a long time to learn that part of it, but definitely tactically and stuff, he's really good. I think this year he's also improved in terms of game management and being a little more proactive with the subs, because that's something I think you could question in his first couple seasons. Liverpool thought they were going to win the game. I don't know if they took it easy. I think when you play a team that's the underdog and they have the home crowd and they're a team with the pedigree of Manchester United, when Liverpool had all the chances in the first half and they couldn't get that second goal, that to me was the death of them, because there had to be a point where Man U did something to get the crowd going, and it just so happened that their something was a goal. And when that's the case, then anything can play. So with it being the atmosphere being a little bit down, and then what brings them back is that goal by Bruno Fernandes, is problems after that. I don't think they took it easy. I think they just got sucker punched by that mistake. Bless up Nitro. Liverpool has the easiest run of games. Yeah, man, we're going to get to that. People. We're going to get to the Premier League fixtures and the Premier League results and things. So All right, so we checked on Damian Lowe and Andre Blake. So let's check on, just in case, people, because you never know, injuries happening in international football. So Jamali Waite is our second string keeper at the moment. So let's see what he did in his game yesterday in the USL Championship. Yeah, man, people have players everywhere, you know. But Jamali is in the championship. So let's look at him. They did lose this game. I think, what was it? 3-2? Yeah, 3-2 to New Mexico. They lost. Obviously, he played the whole game. He had 3 saves, 1 punch, 1 successful run out, and he had 3 saves from inside the box. 43 touches. He was 22 of 29 on his passes for 76%. That's pretty good. 4 for 11 on his long passes. Not bad. 2 clearances. 1 for 1 ground duels, 1 for 1 aerials, and he was fouled once, but he did concede 3 times, which brought his score down to the 6.6. So concede 3 goals and have a 6.6. That means you did pretty good, actually. Usually, if you concede 3 goals, you're going to be closer to a 6 or a 5 point something. So definitely not good to concede 3 goals. And as you can see there, they were late concessions. They had a 2-1 lead, and they gave up a goal in the 89th and in injury time. So not the best end of the match there for them. And I think they have started out the season a bit rough. Let's see. I don't believe they started out the season the best, people. So he is in the Western Conference. So let's look at that. Yeah, so he's on Locomotive, people. And as you can see, they have 1 draw and 4 losses in their first 5 games. So not the best start for Jamali Waite and his team. Hopefully they can turn that around very fast. So yeah, Jamali Waite, people, not having the best go of it so far for his team. Really struggling to get going. So another player here. Let's see. Next player that we want to look at, did Damari. All right, let's check on our player that we saw break out in the USA game as a threat on the counter attack, and that is Ronaldo Cephas. As you can see, 6.85, not bad at all for the entire season rating. And let's see if he got some game time. So he still has not gotten a game since the Nations League, people. Forgive me, I did not check on him until just now. They did play a game. Let me see if he was at least on the bench. Big baller manage him, you know. So Cephas did make the bench, people, but did not get on the pitch. And that was on the 2nd. So they never have no game this week. Let's check there. 4-2. Yeah, so Turkey must have, maybe it's cup weekend or something in Turkey. I'm not sure. But they didn't play any games this week. They don't have another game till the 13th. But the one game since he's been back, he did not get any time on the pitch. So nothing new for Ronaldo Cephas, people. I know that. Let's check Mr. Boza Shamar. I know they played PSG this week, and I know he didn't start, but I think he did come on the pitch, though. Let's see. Yep. So it was 1-1. Good result for Claremont. Don't think it's going to be enough, but good result on the day for them. See the lineups. I know Mbappe was benched, saving him for the CL. So Shamar did come in the 63rd minute. So he played 27 minutes plus injury time. Let's see. No shots. He was 2 for 4 on his dribbles. Touched the ball 18 times. Lost it half of those times. He was 4 for 10 on his passes for 40%. Not the best. 2 for 5 on his ground duels. 1 for 2 aerial duels. 1 block shot in defense for a 6.6. So standard 6.6 off the bench for Shamar. Nothing really to write home about. But I can say He's looked to have lost his place, people, as the starter. These games leading into the window, even the one right before, didn't even come off the bench. So yeah, not the best end to the season right now for Shamar. When he first got in from his loan move, was looking good for them, but right now looks to have fallen out of favor with the coach and is coming off of the bench, but did have a decent run out today. So hopefully by next game week, he can get back into the starting lineup. And here's another player, people, that even though he has been having decent returns, can't get back into his team starting lineup either. So this is Bobby Reid. They lost 1-0 at home to Newcastle. And Bobby Reid, again, could not crack that midfield. Willian, Alex Iwobi, Harry Wilson have all been getting the nod over him lately. And in this particular game, Bobby Reid did not even see the pitch. So, yeah, crazy, people. I don't know. When I look at this team here and I see who he's using out there, Harry Wilson, Adama Traore, and as I said, Alex Iwobi, Willian starting, all good players, but Bobby Reid should be in this pecking order, getting some minutes, man. Come on. This is crazy. So Bobby Reid did not feature this week, or this weekend, I should say. Did play in the midweek game. I know Bailey Cadamartier did not play for Sheffield. And I got sidetracked earlier, people. I was going to look him up, so we'll look him up now. And that is Dejan Sterling. So this game, people, I did have the pleasure of seeing some of it, but watched the extended highlight and saw some actions that Dejan Sterling was in. And even in the live game time, I saw he was very active in the game. Did play left back, so showed his versatility, playing left back after playing left midfield, right midfield, CDM, and right back already this season for this team. So definitely not a Swiss Army knife type of player. But here's his game time, people. As you can see, covered the entire left flank, a lot of attacking as well. 90 minutes played, had 1 clearance, 1 interception, 4 tackles. He was 10 for 12 on his ground duels and 1 for 4 in the air. So very, very strong on the ground. 14 possession loss out of 72 touches, so not too bad. Drew 6 fouls on the day, people. So he was fouled 6 times. Wow. 35 of 47 for 74% passing. He did have 1 key pass on the day, and that was the pass that I believe was for the second goal. He played the pass out wide before the cross came in for the goal. And he was 4 for 13 on long passes, and he attempted 2 dribbles and was unsuccessful on both. So a solid 7 in the Old Firm derby against Celtic, which was a classic, people. It was 3-3. As you can see here, Maeda scored a free goal. It was a clearance that he blocked, and it went right in the goal. Scored on Jack Butland and Joe Hart, actually, funny enough, the 2 keepers in this match. Then they gave up a penalty. Rangers, Celtic converted it in the 34th minute. Then after halftime, Rangers were given their own penalty, which James Tavernier scored. And his brother Marcus scored this week for Bournemouth as well, which is kind of cool. And then this is the goal here, the one that Sima scored, people. That's the one where Dejan Sterling intercepted a pass, played it out wide to Matondo. Matondo crossed it, bounced around, came out to Sima. He finished it. Then Adam Ida, people, who was playing in the Prem last year with Norwich, he scored in the 87th minute, or maybe that was 2 years ago. But I remember him from the Prem with Norwich. And then Matanda scored a worldie in the 93rd minute to make it 3-3. So that was a really, really good game. Very, very good advert for the Scottish Premier League. Played at a really good pace as well. So, yeah, not a bad game of football at all. Definitely was a good watch, and something that if you have the chance, people, you should definitely watch it back. I plan to watch the entire game again because I really want to look at the player in full for the 90 minutes. So, yeah, that is my plan. At some point this week, I will watch back that entire game, people. So that's Dejan Sterling. And then let us check as well, since we're over in Scotland, let's check our boy Dexter Lembikisa, rising star of the Jamaica Reggae Boyz. All right, so they played on the 6th, which was Saturday, and they played St. Mirren and won 2-1. Dexter had a 6.6 in this one. So let's check on Dexter and see how he fared and where he played. You know, sometimes he's played different spots for this team. So in this particular one, they went with the 3 at the back and the wing back system. So Dexter played right wing back. Should have felt right at home. That's where he played for Jamaica in the recent Nations League matches. Played 73 minutes, as you can see, people, 33 touches. Lost the ball 12 times. Not too bad. Not the best, but that's okay. 9 for 16 for 56%. So passing accuracy is something I always want Dexter to rise up with. But, you know, of course, he's playing more attacking, so crosses will bring that down as well. As you can see, he was 0 for 1 on crosses, 0 for 3 on long passes on the game. He was 3 for 4 ground duels, 0 for 1 in his aerial. Attempted 1 dribble, was unsuccessful, and he was fouled once. On defensive stats, he had 2 clearances, 1 interception, and 2 tackles with non-dribble pass. So 6.6 for Dexter. You know, average game for him. Not the best performance, but definitely didn't do much wrong in the game as well. So Dexter Lembikisa, again, getting to play a lot of different positions this season. Great in his development. As you can see, playing a similar system to what Jamaica deployed. So good that he can have that continuity going forward, leading into the summer, when I'm sure we'll be calling on him again to be there for us in that right back or right wing back role. So there is Dexter Lembikisa, people. So let's see what's going on in the chat. So some more people checked in. Nitro checking in. JPL fan, bless up. We're gonna talk about JPL as well, JPL fan. So you don't know, your commentary is gratefully appreciated. I know that is your domain. Davis again sit out today in the JPL. Again, the club not saying he's injured, but it makes you wonder. Okay, thanks for that, JPL fan, because I was gonna touch on Davis when I pulled up the JPL stats. I was gonna look at that game and look at the starting lineups and see, but you have told us he did not play, so there you go. I mean, there might be more to it, you know. It made sense when he came back from the window not to play, but for so many games now to be out, I think it might be something deeper, you know. But we'll check into it. Arsenal tougher, both Arteta and the team knows they have to put on a performance every game, and just maybe this could have done Arsenal a favor mentally. So I heard that argument today where, you know, people are saying, boy, since we have the tougher run of games, is that better? Because there's no time for like slip-ups or banana skins, because, you know, every game is a tough game. I don't know if I buy that, really. I think at the end of the season, when you're in a title race, every game is big. I don't think you really need motivation, even if you're playing Sheffield or Burnley, or no disrespect to them, but they're in last place in the league. So that's the example I would use. But yeah, I wouldn't put so much stock in that, Lynn. I think it's just gonna come down to the team that doesn't blink. And so far, you know, City and City and Arsenal haven't blinked. You know, I mean, they drew against each other, but they've beat pretty much everybody else. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see Liverpool blink today against a team not named City or Arsenal. Bless up, Presser. Bless up, Presser. Respect for the point and the 2 points dropped. Float management, big up yourself. Travis, up, you know, Travis. We'll go through JPL soon. More hear about the goal with them claims half of you give it. Okay, cup weekend in a Turkey. Okay, that's what I figure. Yeah, man. All right. Lynn, we're going to break down Arsenal, Lynn. It's a racism. But William and he will be black, you know. So I'm just racist against Jamaican Travis or any black man. Because enough black man up on them side, you know. Calvin, Bassi, Tosin, Anthony Robinson, Alex Iwobi, William, Rodrigo Muniz, I be a black man on the side. So I don't think him racist at all. Yeah, I know the two play well. I know more of Wilson Esbrand than Nathan Wood, to be honest. But I know of both of them. But I've seen Wilson Esbrand play more. Yeah. That is true, Duckland. I do actually think that Bobby the coach recently has kind of figured out that Bobby might be more effective off the bench because he was using them as like an impact sub. But the fact that he never come on at all in a game that, even though they scored pretty late, so maybe in his mind he's just trying to secure the point, maybe, because Bruno Guimaraes' goal did come very late in the game. But for Bobby not to come on, I think is a bit strange, especially if you know you're down a goal. Even if you sacrifice a defender late, what's the difference losing 1 love or 2 love? You know, it don't really matter at this point. Okay. So Travis said it's just rest. Okay. But I think they want him sharp, you know, because they don't them get a bye to the semi-finals and they have to wait till the other side them play. So that's a lot of time without playing, you know. I don't think that was smart. If it's just rest them or rest him, I don't think that's smart. Yeah, well rested, but he's a keeper. You want your keeper to be rest. I mean, I like that strategy there, Travis. At least give him 2 games before the season done. For us, you know, get back in that goal. Arteta should play at left back on Tuesday, and should Arteta play Jorginho instead of Partey? That's a good question. Let me check something, because I have a feeling like him have a strategy where Jorginho and Partey is concerned. I think what him plan to do is keep switching around Jorginho, Partey, and Rice. So one of them will probably get a rest every game, like every other game, you know. But what I want to check is so we host the first game. Interesting. So in this first game, I wouldn't surprise if him rests Georgie. Because remember, you know, him rest Rice in the week in the Prem, and then start him this game and play him 90 minutes. Him and Jorginho play 90 minutes. But remember, Rice rest the game before when him start Partey. So it can probably go like, I think it's gonna be Partey and Rice that start in the Bayern game on Tuesday. And Georgie will come on if he need to come on. But Partey, Rice, and Odegaard for me, more than likely Lynn. Based on the rotation when we see him do. Tamar Lewis. All right, let me check Tamar Lewis. So I'm gonna say spell it. T Lewis. Where you say him there? Bosnia. Bosnia. All right, I'm gonna try to find the league then. All right, see it, huh? Travis, you know which side him play for? I wonder. See all of the match them play, huh? We say him play today. Okay, so for today, one of them games. But the problem, you know, them probably not gonna have the goal them. The assist them. Maybe the next one. Brother, I don't know where Tamar Lewis there, but I don't see him. A lot of them, you know. A lot of them, when you really check it, you know, actually, that's why a lot of the fans them out there were calling fight from a long time. Who a big sellout? I understand. Oh, you're talking about the goal. Okay. Yeah, but But Travis, which Bosnia league? Are the Premier League or them have a next league? Cause I not see no Tamar Lewis now. I say him play today and a 2-game play today. I not see him in another game them. Unless him switch him name to one of these names. Get new passport and all these things. Or if you can tell me the side, I can type in the side. Yeah, I feel like party I go start. Yeah, man, I know Tamar Lewis, but me I say, me not see him. Oh, it's yesterday. Okay. Mr. Okay, that's the name of the team. All right, I'm gonna find it. Okay, so that's the problem now, people. It look like this league is not the league with the money, you know. Cup. Where you say the side name? Grad. But the side not there, the people. See the side them there. Where is the side I'm not talking about? This is Bosnia Premier League. At the second league in play now. Let me know, people. And why the man name? And I saw the man name spelled Tamar Lewis. And this is a basketball player, me see. And if I put T Lewis, it's even worse. Yeah, people. So that for maybe go transfer market to find that. But big up to Tamar Lewis. You score a brace. Big up yourself. Priva Liga. So that simply means it's not Bosnia then, it's the next place. Okay, see it here. So it is the second division. And what you say them name? Manewa? Yo, I'm gonna find it, you know. One side alone score enough goal for the BFM game, you know. 3. Them. Yo, brother. Which league this man playing, man? When I go tell me now, can I try find this thing, you know? Their side is 9th. All right. 9th, them say. So this team, yeah. So but them get 3 love. And a 19 of the league you attack. 2 second divisions. My word. So our next second division there. Yeah, a true Travis. A transfer market the thing I've got there. Because okay, see the next one, you know. Sloboda MG, that one there. Oh no. Alright, I know that. But that. Yo. Alright, you know what? Tamar Lewis. Transfer market. Tried and trusted transfer market now. 25 years old. But I don't see that. I'm gonna stop share this. I remember that one, yeah. Yeah, man, it's hilarious, though. Go find it though, people. Man, them say Preva Liga, but a 17 Preva Liga. Jeez. Oh, how have you even find this league? I don't even know. All right. So I'm go on good, people. 22 appearances, 7 goals. Very nice. Look on the details. So these are the stats, people. So this was the recent game where he had the brace, play 86 minutes, 2 goals, and then win 2-0. Yeah, man, very, very good. So as you can see, from the season start, been pretty, started out starting, come off the bench here. Yeah, starter for most of the season, to be honest, people. Gone 7 goals now in 22 appearances. So yeah, not bad at all. So Tamar Lewis doing quite well. Looks to be playing right wing, left wing, or attacking midfield for them. Start 78% of the time, play 72% of the minutes. Not bad. So yeah, one to watch. Up to 50k now for market value. So yeah, hopefully that value can keep increasing, and if he's in the Preva Liga now, maybe he can get a move to the top league in Bosnia and then go from there, Right now in the second tier, which it seems like there's a few second tiers over there. So yeah, hopefully he can get a move to the main league, one of the bigger teams, and then move on from there. Keep progressing, All right, people. So that was the check around the world of the players, them. Add Tamar Lewis to my list. Somebody we can keep an eye on for sure. It never say no assist, It never say no assist, unless them just not show with them, but it never have any listed. It just says 7 goals. Yes, people. Kaheem Dixon, which is better, MLS or Eastern Europe? I think for him, Eastern Europe, to be honest. Yeah, I think for him, Eastern Europe. I think MLS. I think MLS, they might turn him into more of like a wide midfielder. I don't know if them think him have the strength to play striker in the MLS. And normally, if you're that small and you're playing striker, you're extremely technical. Not to say he's not a technical player, but I don't think his technique is, out of this world. You know what I mean? So I think it'd be better for him to go to Eastern Europe for his personal development. I think they'll still work on him to get him fitter and stronger. And I feel like while he's doing that, the game style will more suit his style of play. That's just what I personally think still. Yeah, man, 22 goals, 7. 22 games, 7 goals, yeah. Yeah, man, I think most people will agree, man. Not against MLS, but I just think for that particular player, it would have better for him for go Eastern Europe. All right, people. So, about an hour into the show now. So, before we jump down into the Premier League in England, let's talk about the Jamaican Premier League right now. I'm going to go through the games and the results, and we can... The visibility. To be honest, JPL fan, when you go to those leagues, the visibility thing is really on the player, because how you can explain CFAS reaching Turkey Super League from where did they? You'd never think it was visible enough, right? But the man put in enough performances, and when him get the chance in some European game, him do him thing when more eyes was on him. So you can still do it from those leagues if you get in the right situation and you perform enough. The people come to you. To be honest, you have a better chance there than in the MLS to be visible to the type of move to Europe where you would have want. because most of the MLS baller them where I get sold now, them man they are go to some better leagues in Europe now. So that means you have to kind of be a star in the MLS to leave MLS. Whereas, yeah, you have to be a star in Eastern Europe, but I feel like there's more landing spots where even you can get a next intermediate move before the big move from Eastern Europe to another place in Europe. Whereas MLS, you might not get the big move. You might just go MLS and stay MLS, go to different teams in MLS over the years. So that's about the visibility part. All right, so Jamaican Premier League people, let me pull up and respect to this site as well. Jamaica, I think it's Jamaica Football. I don't want to misquote it. Let me wait till I pull it up and I'll tell you. Because I want to give them respect. JamaicaFootball.org. So yeah, respect for this website right here. Have good stats tracking as well. Can look at the leading scorers for the season and stuff. So hopefully, I know they signed that thing with the performance tracking company. So I'm hopeful that next year, SofaScore, all the major places you can look for stats around the world will have the JPL stats included, because I do think that's something that holds the players back from getting moves, not being able to look at the passing stats and all the stats that I pull up for you guys of all the other players around the world. Not being able to do that for the Jamaica Premier League players definitely hurts them. So yeah, this is the official league website. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Shout out to these people, because it's very helpful when you can at least have something like this people can look at. So yeah, man, respect for this. Signal said no MLS for Dixon. You're correct. MLS is not conducive to Dixon size. Yeah, man. I watch enough MLS to know that most of the strikers that they use in MLS is some bulldozer type of strikers. And as I say, if you're not a bulldozer type of striker, usually you're like a skill box. Like you got like Lucho Acosta and them man there, and Hani Mukhtar, them man there. Like, Dixon have skill and everything, but he ain't those guys when it comes down to skill and touch and all them things. So yeah, I would say I don't love that league for him. More options for him in big Europe. Yeah, man, absolutely. Europe is a much bigger market, and I think it suits the player more, his style of play. All right, so let's go through this, people, real quick. The Jamaica Premier League. So, of course, as you know how the Jamaica Premier League works, there's 14 teams, so you play each team twice. So that's 26 games. So this was 26 match week, people. Going into this, of course, the top 6 go to the playoffs. The first and second place teams go automatically to the semifinals, and of course, you have that knockout playoff system where 3 play 6 and 4 play 5 to see who the other semifinalists will be. So of course, going into this game, you knew that Mount Pleasant pretty much had the first place lead and couldn't be caught, but there was a race for second place between Tivoli and Cavalier, and a race for 6th place between Waterhouse and Montego Bay United. So first thing I want to check, people, is the Mobay game, and then we'll check the Waterhouse game and see how that went, right? So so the Mobay game, people. So wait. All right, so the Mobay game. Let's take a look at that. So it was 2-1 to Mobay. So they did defeat Tivoli Gardens. So that hurt Tivoli going for that second place to get that automatic bye to the semi. But Mobay was able to win this one 2-1. Goals from Owen Garden and D. Reed. And Justin Dunn, the league's leading goal scorer, got on the score sheet in the 84th minute after coming on as a substitute at halftime. So as you can see, there are 2 starting teams. Montego Bay also missed a penalty in this one in the second half that did not prove costly for them in the end, because they were able to get the 3 points. But they did get the 3 points that they were badly needing to try to secure that 6th place. So let's go back, people, and check the game, the other game that they would have been watching. Of course, these games were played simultaneously, so there were hopes that no funny business could happen, but there were still talks of some of that going on. So where is the game? Why they don't have the score for that game? For some reason, they don't have the game up, people. So let me just check right here. Waterhouse FC. And why are they listing this as 25 games played? What? So they didn't put the game from today on the site? Is it being appealed? Let me look in the chat. Where's the game from today? Wow. So what is really going on with the game? With the hub? Let me stop this and go back to Sofa Score and check something, people. Because why they don't have the Harbor View game? Anybody that have some news on that, let me know, because is there something going on with the game and the result? Because it's on the Waterhouse game is on Sofa Score, people. So I don't understand. Because they haven't even updated the table, but they have it updated on this. So let me go back to this, people, and show you. Oh, it's not been appealed. Okay, so they just don't want to put the result on there. All right. Well, Sofa Score does have the updated table, people. So this was the results of the games today. As you can see, the Waterhouse game did finish 1-0 to Waterhouse. So they were able to secure that 6th place over Montego Bay, even though they won. Javane Bryan getting that goal, their leading goal scorer on the season as well. And then I think did Bryan have more goal than the other player that them have? I believe he did. Cavalier, as you can see, people, won this final game 6-0 over Mullines United. So they also were able to get the results they needed to get that 2nd place. So again, Mount Pleasant and Cavalier will be waiting in the semifinals for the winner of the 3rd versus 6th and 4th versus 5th. And the updating standings will let us know who those teams will be. So Tivoli Gardens will be taking on Waterhouse in a mouth-watering clash. And another good matchup, Portmore versus Arnett Gardens. So that will be Jerome Waite versus Philip Williams, 2 very good coaches. Sorry, not Jerome Waite. Reggae Girls coach. Sorry, his name is eluding me right now. But you know I'm talking about, people. To be Jerry Waite versus Waterhouse. But Arnett Gardens coach, I can't remember his name, but I can picture him. Portmore versus Arnett Gardens. That will be the other matchup. So I wonder if Waite's involvement with the under 20 will be a problem for him going into this playoff. I wonder. But that's it, people. Montego Bay unlucky, miss out on goal difference going to the playoffs, and Dun Beholding just kind of started their good run of form a bit too late to make it into the top 6. Okay, so the Twitter has it. Okay, cool. Insta. I'm gonna have the app on my phone too. It's a nice little app too. It just need a little they need a little more dedicated staff to update them, but the interface not bad at all. Okay, so it just said qualified. Okay. But them not really have much on it. Them just say congrats to Mount Pleasant and Waterhouse qualified 1-0. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, no, don't finish the season on 16. That was one thing I did want to show people, because they do have that on the website app. So let me pull that up right quick. I do want to show you the leading goal scorers for the season. Let's see, stats, leaders. All right, let me show you that, people. And then we can move on to the English Premier League and close out the show. All right, but before I do that, people, let me pull this up. Xavier Gilbert, thank you. Somebody would have said that. I don't know why I couldn't remember the man name star. No disrespect to Coach Gilbert. All right, so this is the leading goal scorers for the season, people. Justin Dunn, Tivoli Gardens, 16 goals in 24 games. Javane Bryan, second with 13 goals in 25 games. Jason Wright Malines every season in that top area, 12 goals with 25 games played. Andre Fletcher of Waterhouse as well, 11 goals, 23 games played. And Jamaro Calvin, 11 goals in 24 games. So some Caribbean flavor to the top five. So those are the leading goal scorers on the season, people. So Justin Dunn will be in the playoffs. Pretty much everybody in this list except for Jason Wright will be taking part in the playoffs. So we'll see how they fare in the playoffs and can add to their tallies for the season. So yes, very, very good there. The Premier League season is over and we go into the playoffs. People, who do you think will be taking it home? We won't jump all the way to the winner, but just let me know in the comment section, people, who you see coming out of the first round. Will it be Arnett Gardens or Portmore, or Tivoli Gardens or Waterhouse? So for me, people, I'm going to say that I give the slight edge in the Tivoli matchup to Tivoli. I think they've been a little bit more consistent over the entire season. Waterhouse do have the danger threats in Fletcher and Bryan, but I think Tivoli Garden overall, and with the experience of their coach, will probably get over the line. Now, as far as the Portmore and the Arnett matchup is concerned, boy, that is a tough one to call. Very, very tough one to call. I think Arnett might on paper have a few more pieces that might be a little better, but Portmore, I think, is a team that a lot of people sleep on. You know, they've been very consistent this season, allowing I think the fewest goals, as well as Cavalier and Mount Pleasant, just really, really tight around the back. And if some of those draws could have been converted to wins, I think this is a team that easily could have been in the top two. But we'll see over the course of these two legs. But to be totally honest with you, I just have a funny feeling that the experience of the outfit of Arnett might get them through. The Fabian Reeds of the world, the Cunninghams around the back. That's a tough one to call, people. But who you think? I'm going for Tivoli Gardens, and I'm going to say that Philip Williams finally get one over in the Premier League and gets to the semi-final. So I'm gonna go Portmore and Tivoli, people. Those are my two picks. Hard for me to go against Arnett, but I just have a funny feeling that Portmore gonna show up. Martin Davis, Alex Marshall, and the like. So I'm gonna say Portmore, people. Portmore to take it. I know Arnett will be the pick of most, but I'm going Portmore and Tivoli to get through. Yeah, man, tough matches. Yeah, Fresh, agree. App need work. It have potential, Fresh. I just think them need some different people maybe helping out with it. Assist stats, clean sheets. Yeah, I hope that next year with the implementation of the partnership with the stats company, that all that will be a lot easier for them to keep up with and maintain, you know? Exactly. A man was telling me last week Jason White playing, and I'm looking, and I don't see him playing no game. So, I mean, I believe you because you tell me. I mean, no, you probably go to match and see it, but it should be able for me who live here and can't go to game them, but would I still like to know what the player them I do, So please, some of us care, some of us want to know. Yeah, man, the match them tough, man. That's one good thing about this Premier League playoffs. I think the matchups are really good. I think, yes, Mount Pleasant has been the most dominant team, but on the day, I think any of the 6 teams can beat any other team. So it should be a very exciting semi-final matchup rounds. Yeah, man. Game them are good, man. Mitchell as well, yeah. Forgot about Mitchell. Yeah, man, I know Arnett going to be the pick of the people, man, because when you're adding the Kaheem Dixon plus Arnett is a heavily supported team already. So, yeah, I know that's going to be the so-called, popular pick and everything. But I'm going to say, boy, Portmore will do it, man. I think Philip Williams, the football gods have to smile on him eventually, man. The man consistently around everything and just can't get over the line. Now, I say this is him here for win the Premier League, but he might get a scalp for once this playoffs, So you go with Tivoli and Arnett. All right, the two traditional garrison side them. A lot of history in the PL for both. Walsh, Marshall, Young, Russell, Davis. Yeah, man, me know. I see Walsh never played today, though. I'm always injured. Am I right? Because that me that worry about with Portmore, you know. They have some injury-prone baller. I said, you think they're dark horses, though? Even after all the consistency of this season? I mean, definitely before the season, yes, but I think they've been consistent enough to not be considered dark. Or maybe you're just saying they're dark horses to win the entire thing. Oh, for real? But me just call the man name and him not there? Well, Jano. Okay, so Travis will do some detective work and I see. Maybe some all-time picture Travis him not supposed. But yeah, that is it. Okay, dark horse to win it all. Yeah, I'm overstanding still. Them have a good shot still. I like how them play. Them put a lot of pressure on the other team. All right, people. So that's the JPL, people. And as I say, we'll revisit this as the game. I think they have a 2-week rest and then them play the 2 legs and stuff. So, yeah, I'm going Portmore and Tivoli, people. And we'll see. Oh, he went on trial? Where did he go? Where did he go on trial? To the US somewhere? Yeah, that more I know too fresh. Marshall didn't play either. Yeah, I did look at the lineup and saw him never play. Martin Davis took the penalty, so that did make me kind of look on the lineup because I never see Martin Davis take the penalty before. So I'm gonna look on it and see who never did it. I'm gonna notice Marshall not play, Walsh not play. But then they couldn't really go any higher or lower, so never really make no sense for get any kind of injury with none of them ballers, to be honest. Okay, USL. 6 assists in December. Well, Wells, but I love to see the site or where you get that from because transfer market don't have the assist them registered in that competition. So let me know where I can find the stats and I can truly see a true reflection of him season. Let me know. All right, so that's the Jamaica Premier League, people. Okay, from your place, Travis, out of South. Mad. All right, so let's go now, people, to the English Premier League, people. We had another mad weekend of football starting on Saturday. And, of course, you see the jersey, you know my support, you know my rep, you see the name of the channel. So, nobody can tell me some no support that side. My side, But this is it, people. This was the results of today and yesterday. So on Saturday, as you can see, Brighton got a smashing from the Gunners. It was 3-0. So that took us to the top of the table after Man City was at the top of the table. Well, actually, no. After Man City joined us on points, but behind us on goal difference, they won 4-2 over Crystal Palace. Really a blitzing on their part from about the 40, basically from the second half till about the 75th minute, 88th minute. They just went crazy. Rico Lewis with a goal, then Erling Haaland, then De Bruyne with his second of the day after a brilliant goal in the first half. Of course, Mateta did open the scoring in the 4th minute on a breakaway. Good counter-attack. Very, very good finish from Mateta. Kept up his good goal-scoring form lately. But, of course, Man City proved too much. De Bruyne had a vintage De Bruyne day, pulling the strings, scoring 2 great goals. Yeah, and it was just too much City on the day. So 4-2. I guess the only hope as an Arsenal fan right now, City seem to be shipping some unnecessary goals at times. Even the first goal, they were split open way too easily. And then when the game should have just been seen out, it didn't really cost them anything in the end. But that second goal is just a good feeling for me, a rival fan, just to know, okay, they're not invincible right now. They don't look how I've seen them look in the past, where they're getting clean sheets, winning 4-5-0 and things of that nature. So still getting the results. Can't take that from them, but you can see potential chinks in the armor. So yeah, City was able to get that done. But then we'll check on the other games in a minute. But next, I just want to talk about this Arsenal game. So, of course, as you can see there, it was a 3-0 victory. Penalty from Saka in the first half. And then Kai Havertz scores again, people, in the 62nd minute. Assist from Jorginho. And then Trossard, after coming on and getting booed for the entire second half, shut the fans up in the end, in the 86th minute, and a nice breakaway. After a little bit of pressure from Brighton in our half, we were able to win the ball. Havertz played him too, and Trossard with a neat chip over the keeper as he came out to make it 3-0. So another clean sheet for Arsenal on the road in a game that everyone was pretty much saying could be a potential banana skin for Arsenal. We dealt with them very handily, 3-0. Pretty much dominant, honestly. I think we had good game management in this game, especially after the Havertz goal. We could have maybe went for some more goals and everything, but I think Arteta, with the week that's to come and all the fixtures, we just kind of played within ourselves and soaked up a little bit of pressure, but kept them at arm's length for the most part. I think Raya had one really good save in the first half from a curled effort when it was still, actually, I think it was right after we scored the penalty. And Cesar had a great effort on target, but he was able to get it out. And other than that, I think he was pretty good defending again from Arsenal. Zinchenko came in for Cavalier this time, gave us a lot more composure in the midfield as far as staying on the ball in the moments when we were on top, like in the first half. And then, Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White, as usual, solid performances from all of them. Declan Rice really well in the midfield with Jorginho. Martin Odegaard again pulling the strings, starting the press with Havertz. Saka didn't have the most, brilliant game, but effective. Got his penalty, scored it. Jesus, wasteful as usual, but was a threat constantly throughout. So we're looking good, people, making subs, and it's Martinelli and Trossard coming on now. And it's, Tomiyasu coming on now and Partey coming on now. So the squad depth is looking good, people. Arsenal is looking good, I can't lie. Now go jinx it. Now go say, well, must win the league, nothing like that. But I think we're well equipped for this title running, people. I don't think it's a situation where I'm concerned about much in terms of my squad. Just one game at a time. That's all we can do. Bayern Munich next. And, Bayern Munich, we'll see, people. I think I'm probably gonna do some kind of recap show for the Champions League this week. Probably during the week once both ties are played, Tuesday and Wednesday. Maybe even might wait till Thursday so we can include the Europa League as well. Kind of we have some players to watch in that as well. So yeah, at some point this week, people, are going to do a nice European roundup, just to kind of recap those games. But yeah, before the show is over, what we'll probably do is a nice little preview. Nothing too in-depth, just basically predict who we think will win the first legs and stuff. So we can do that before we leave, people. But yeah, Fresh God said Brighton was terrible. I think Brighton was terrible because we made them terrible. I don't think Brighton was just terrible because they wanted to be. We've seen Brighton playing recently, and they don't look like that against other teams. They're able to open up teams, and they couldn't do it to us. So, at some point, you have to give credit to the team that stopped the other team, It wasn't just Brighton not playing well. Arsenal forced them to not play well. So, yeah, we checked on this game a little bit earlier, people. Aston Villa-Brentford game. This was such a mad game, people. Let's look at the lineups. Yeah, so this is how they were set up. Ivan Toney didn't start, as I said, people. But he did come on late. But all the damage was done for Brentford, and by that time, they were up 3-2. And then, of course, Ali Watkins was able to equalize it. And then that game was finished at 3-3. But a crazy, crazy one. Definitely not the best result for Aston Villa. Because, of course, as you know, today, Tottenham was able to win 3-1 against Nottingham Forest. Own goal from Murillo. Then Chris Wood scored again in the 27th minute. And then Van de Ven and Pedro Porro, two defenders, had two great strikes. Van de Ven's especially, well, actually both, because Porro had a nice volley as well to make it 3-1. So Spurs, with that win, jumped over Aston Villa into that 4th spot. So for the first time in a long while, Aston Villa is not in 4th. We always knew the fixtures coming up for them were going to be tough, but that Brentford one at home was not one that we were thinking they would drop points in. So not looking good for Villa right now, not able to really steady the ship today, and not a very good result for them. And of course, people thought Chelsea might cut into the lead of some of those teams in the 6th, 7th, 8th spot, but they were only able to muster a draw to the last place, Sheffield United. They had the 2-1 lead, but Ali McBurney again popped up with a goal late, 93rd minute, to give the point to Sheffield on the day. Thiago Silva and Madueke and Jaden Bogle, another potential reggae boy, got on the score sheet after a brilliant pass from Gustavo Hammer to the defense. That was like a Odegaard pass. Brilliant pass. And Bogle saw the keeper cheating and got lucky on the near post to make it 1-1 actually. And then Chelsea threw away the points again late. So Chelsea, Jekyll and Hyde, you never know what you're going to get today. You got the bad part after that crazy win. But the game that I'm going to feature this week and spend the most time on is this one right here. This is the Manchester United versus Liverpool game. So, as you can see, people, Luis Diaz in the 23rd minute, then Bruno Fernandes after a terrible mistake from Jarrell Quansah, who I think has been great this whole entire season. Really the first time I've seen him make a big mistake like that. Bruno Fernandes, though, the technique was flawless to get that in the goal. I heard somebody earlier today on another program saying, boy, Alisson would have saved that or something. I was like, what are you talking about, brother? Alisson would have been outside the box just like him, because that's how Liverpool play when they're building out. So, yeah, just a terrible mistake, and Bruno with the quick thinking and still had to execute that shot, which was brilliant. So that made it 1-1, and then Kobe Mainoo with another brilliant effort. This kid just keeps on coming up with the goods, man. That turn and the composure, and he never looked, he never one time looked. He just knew where he was, knew where the goal was, and said, I know how to hit this into that far corner. And it was a brilliant strike to make it 2-1. Really deserved to be the winner, honestly. That's a goal that you would want to look back and say, yes, that won the game. But then there was a penalty awarded to Liverpool in the 84th minute. Wan-Bissaka bringing down Harvey Elliott inside the box. But people, I do want to show you something as we talk about this. I want to show you something as we talk about this, people. Let me stop sharing this and share this real quick. So yes, people, this play, I have it pulled up here. And hopefully I'm allowed to do this. And I don't even business if anything happens, because I want them to see this with me, people. So this play right there, so people, right? I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. This is the call that was made today in this match. And in real time, I was not really thinking so much of it. It just looked like a stonewall penalty at first. But brother, look at this. And gonna tell me, where is the foul? Look at this. Where's the foul? He plays the ball with his left foot. He misses him completely on his left foot. And then he drags his right foot onto his leg and falls over. Now, I want the referees out there in the world to look at this replay and use it as an example of how to card an attacker. Because Wan-Bissaka knows he can't play the ball, so he just puts his foot on the ground. And the man literally drags the right. Look at his right leg. It's unnatural. Why would he have ever done that? He would have just stepped over him and got the ball. Want to see that, people? Look at Harvey Elliott's right leg here. Why doesn't he just step over him? No. People, Harvey Elliott has sold that penalty brilliantly. I must give him credit. In real time, it did not look like any foul play on his part. But how the VAR saw this, and never did why didn't the VAR official tell him to go and look at that? Because if the VAR goes and looks at this, I don't think he can give the penalty anymore. All right, people, I'm telling you, I've played football, not at the Premier League level, but at decent level. Decent enough to know the tricks of the trade when it come on to drawing fouls. And that right leg of Elliott naturally would have just stepped over the player and gotten the ball. But due to the time of the game, due to where he is on the play, and due to Wan-Bissaka did do foolishness, people. There was no need to do what he did, you know. But in defense of Wan-Bissaka, when he doesn't make the touch, look at how him just drop him leg to the ground. Straighten it out. You see that? He did that purposely, you know. And I'm telling you, Harvey Elliott could have just stepped over the man. He dragged it, hit him with the left leg. Harvey Elliott hit him with his left leg to start the contact. Dragged it to the right. You see that? Boom. And then dragged it onto the one on the ground and fall over. Well done by Harvey Elliott. Poor by Wan-Bissaka, but the well done part was the selling of the right leg, people. And it's clear to see on this replay. Look at this. So as I said, people, in real time, I had no issues with the penalty. None. But when I saw this replay and I saw this angle, I have to wonder, why wasn't the ref even told, just go and look? Even if the ref look and come back, then at least we could have said, boy, the ref blind, VAR blind, everybody blind. But the ref didn't go and look, people. And that was a tight enough call where they should have had him go and look. But what do you guys say? At least go and look, right? At least. Yeah, we say him dive. Yeah, watch it over and over again. Yeah, man, I watched that about 50 times before I do the show tonight. Yeah, he's a player, man. Really. Probably, he's a very, very, very good player. Very good player. I know a lot of times when he's a young Englishman, it's a hype thing, but it's not hype with this kid, man. He's good. Good, man. So calm. Composure, man. Always have time. Even when he's under pressure, him have time. And that more I know to Travis. Why him never go VAR? It never made no sense. It never made no sense. Come, Jason, the story of a great sender for club sells the EPL. They will get more of these friendly calls. But I say the narrative is written, eh? Narrative is written. Yeah, man, they weren't terrible, Brent. I don't say that I cuss about. Yeah, man, it took me a while, people, because in real time, I just say, boy, penalty. I'm going to say the penalty given its score, and I never really even think about it. But after the game now, I kind of like, I hear the rumblings around the media about it, and I said, I'm really go watch the play again, because maybe I miss something, and I was missing something. I never see the little drag move where Harvey Elliott do with him right foot earlier in the day. But I spot it, man. Yeah, no, he made it, he sold it very well. I'll give him that. He sold it well. But that's what VAR is there for, to catch the selling, you know? Man, them buy VAR version too. The real-time version and the VAR version. But them gullible, could I sell them anything? Brentford, I must Brighton attack. No, man, them have them little patterns and pockets, man. Remember, say them have more position than we in the game, you know. So them never play bad to the point where them just terrible. In the final third, them just couldn't break it down. Which is not, we shouldn't be surprised by this. I mean, Man City never break it down either. Even though them say we play ultra defensive and we do this and we never try win. But the goal was to not get scored on in the day. And we had counter-attacking chances that we messed up. We could have done better on the counter. So I just think Arsenal hard to break down right now, to be honest. I'm not gonna say Brighton did terrible. Them just play against we. Oh yeah. That was what last week with Calvin Phillips. That one, I don't think Gordon sold that one per se. I think he was clever in that him know him wasn't really going to do anything with that ball. Him just break him neck for try get him foot in front of Calvin Phillips' foot. You know? That one was rough too, though. That was rough too. In real time, I was like, that's a foul. And then the more I saw it and the more I think about it, I was like, damn, maybe it's not a foul, you know, because some could argue that maybe if that was somewhere else on the pitch, Gordon get a foul call on him because him blocked the man from kick the ball. But I don't know. We said that one was a penalty. It rough. That one did rough too. But yeah, people, that game, that Man U Liverpool game, boy. But Liverpool have themselves to blame, brother. The first half, them should have converted some of them chances. Salah, Diaz, Nunes, they all had chances. Soboslai had a good attempt, well saved, which I think Klopp mentioned in his post-match, that, you know, is them were wasteful except for that one, which is true. Like, they had more chances to do something more with it. One time, Nunes had the ball on the left. Easy cut back to Soboslai, and man, I don't know who he was passing it to. Him look on Soboslai, look back down, and then cross it somewhere else. I couldn't believe it. How many friendly calls go against Liverpool? Not many, Travis. He was preventing the man from kicking the ball. Yeah, that's what I say. It's like it's a tough one because yes, Calvin Phillips kicked Brent Gordon, Anthony Gordon foot, but Anthony Gordon never even played the ball. He just put him foot in front, like in between the ball and Calvin Phillips a kick, and he ended up kick Anthony Gordon. But Anthony Gordon never had the ball at the time. So, you know, it's like it's one of them ones, you know, the contact was there, but was it a foul? I don't know. Yeah, man, same thing like the FA Cup game. And who knows, if that go extra time, probably Man U win again. Because they would have the momentum. Well, not really still, not this time, because it's Liverpool make it 2-2, so maybe not. But either way, points needed to be dropped by Liverpool today, and they were, so respect. But I'm going to get greedy though, Brent. Me get greedy about the 75th, 88th minute. I say, yo, the man, them might all drop 3 points, you know. And then the man, them get the penalty star, you know. I think calls don't go against them mainly at Anfield, to be honest. I don't think them get all the calls all the time. But Anfield, trust me, they might get the whole of them. I think the only call, remember I said, boy, them never get it recently was the penalty with Doku, but you could have seen why them never get that one this still. Yeah, man, may I thank them, man. Thanks to them, man. They get greedy though, Brent, man, I lie. I said, Chado, 3 point, what? Let's go. But at the end of the day, the point is fine because, you know, we kind of have the extra point with the +9 upon the goal difference side of things. So, yeah. Yeah, man, that I just mentioned, the goal difference, you know. But, you know, when you look at the fixtures, which I'm going to pull up now. Well, actually, before we pull up the fixtures, then we pull up the league table and see what that look like after these games. Present. All right, so this is the current league table, people. Zoom it a little bit for you. All right, so we have Arsenal in first. Well, actually, let's start from the relegation battle, people, and then we'll work way up. All right, so Sheffield United 16 points, still languishing down there. Just 7 games to play. Burnley have 6 games to play. Luton have 6 games to play. Burnley on 19. Luton with that big win got to 25 points, so even on points with Nottingham Forest, just separated by 4 in the goal difference. So, you know, that was a huge 3 points for Luton, keeping themselves in that race to stay in the Premier League. Brentford with what could prove to be a big point for them when it's all said and done. That 3-all draw in a tough fixture at Aston Villa. 29 points for them, equal with Everton, who have played one less game though, and they have a better goal difference, -10. Everton, of course, did win that game 1-0 against Burnley, who were trying their best to get out of that relegation, but it's getting bleaker and bleaker for them by the day. Crystal Palace, 14th, 30 points. So they're probably safe from relegation at this point. Of course, well, maybe not safe. That's a bit of a stretch. I would say Fulham at 39 is probably definitely safe, but pretty much all these teams from 30, from Crystal Palace down, you never know. I mean, no one probably expects Burnley or Sheffield to reel off 4 or 5 games, but stranger things have happened, people, so you never know. Fulham, 13th in 39 points. Bournemouth, 41 points in 12th. Wolves, 42 points in 11th. Brighton and Hove dropped down to 10th, 43 points. Chelsea, after this week with a win and a draw, onto 44 points. So they've moved up to 9th place. Newcastle on 47 points in 8th. And now it gets real tight for that 6th place spot because you have Chelsea 44, Newcastle 47. And of course, Chelsea, remember, have 2 games in hand. West Ham on 48, but have played 32, so 1 more than pretty much everyone else around here. And Man U on 31 played and 49 points in 6th place. And then, of course, you have Aston Villa now dropping to 5th on goal difference. Theirs is 17 and Spurs is 20. They're both on 60 points, but Spurs, remember, have 1 less game played than Villa. And then the top 3 looks like this. Man City, 31 played, 70 points, 40 goal difference in 3rd. Liverpool in 2nd, 31 played, 71 points, 42 goal difference. And then Arsenal, leading scorers, conceded the least goals, 31 played, 71 points, 51 goal difference in 1st place. And if you look at the next games here, Aston Villa will be heading to the Emirates on Sunday. So they'll play Bayern Tuesday and then Aston Villa Sunday. Liverpool, on the other hand, plays on Thursday and then will turn around and play Crystal Palace at home before Arsenal even kicks a ball on Sunday. So I'm sure Klopp in his press conference will bring that up, people. I'll bet you any money that Klopp will be upset that they're playing before Arsenal from a Thursday game. He'll mention it at some point. And then Manchester City play on Tuesday as well, but their game will be Saturday at 10. So Man City have the chance against Luton at home to go into Sunday's fixtures in 1st place. So that would be the first time in a while, actually, that City would actually be in 1st. Because even though, they didn't get to 1st last week. So, it would be the first in a little while that they're on top of the league. So, that could be a momentum shift for City, especially if going into that day, let's say Liverpool is held by Palace to a draw and Arsenal also draw or even lose to Villa, then it would be the first time City would be in the lead. So, yes, people, some big games coming up this week as well. All 3 have their exploits in Europe before it. Aston Villa also will be playing a game Thursday before that game, so that keep that in mind before the Arsenal game as well. So, at least Arsenal will be playing a team that will have some games to play in Europe. And of course, you know that Aston Villa don't have the deepest squad in the world. So, more than likely, their main squad will be playing in that first leg. So, all in all, a couple extra days rest over Villa. And we probably have a bit more rotation in our team than them as well. So, that's something to look out for next week for that fixture. But real quick, people, let me just do this one for the last thing we're going to do before we sign off for the evening. Again, people, if you're just seeing the video or if you're just seeing the channel for the first time, I should say, remember to subscribe. Definitely, this is the place where football will be discussed first and foremost. We're going to break down games, break down players. We're going to predict some games as well. Oh, and before I forget, people, let me just go ahead and run through how it went as far as the predictions that we did. So, myself and my cousin John, we predicted all 10 Premier League games. And funny enough, we both had a 5-5 record, so 5 correct and 5 wrong. We both had 2 matches where we got the correct score perfect. So we literally had the same exact matchup. My correct scores were, I did say it would be a 2-2 draw in the Man U Liverpool game, and I did say that Arsenal would win 3-0. So I'm very good at predicting my team, people. Them say I'm biased, but I said 3-0. That's what it was. John, he was correct on the Everton Burnley game, which he said Everton would win 1-0, and he was also correct on the West Ham Wolves game, which he said West Ham would win 2-1. Other correct games that he had, we both had City and Palace correct. We both had actually no, that was it. We only had City and Palace the same. He went for a Brentford Villa draw. I didn't. I said Everton and Burnley would draw. They didn't. We both got the Newcastle one wrong. We both went for Fulham wins, but Newcastle won. I got Luton correct. He thought Bournemouth would win that one 2-1. I said 3-2, but it was 2-1 to Luton. He got the West Ham one correct perfectly, and I went for Wolves to draw with West Ham. We both got Arsenal game right. He got the Liverpool game wrong, of course, went for 4-1 to Liverpool, which didn't happen. We both got Chelsea wrong. We both went 2-1 Chelsea, but it was a draw. And he went for a Forest upset 2-1 over Spurs, and I went for 2-1 Spurs, but it was 3-1. So yeah, we had some different stats, but ended up with the same exact stats on the week, which is crazy. 2 correct scores, and we both were right on 5 and wrong on 5. So yeah. Nitro, the same thing, brother. I think it's the first in history I've cheered for them in life today. Midweek messed me up badly. I could have walked away with 7 points from 9. Instead, I only got 2. May I tell you? All right, so the last thing I want the people, I'm going to pull up the games in Europe this week, and let's just go ahead and try to predict what we think is going to happen in the quarterfinal first legs that are coming up. Where is it at here? So let's go to the quarterfinals. Arteta job safe? Then no must. What do you think? Them I go get rid of the man? Nah, man. One of the best young coaches in the world. All right, people. So there you can see the 4 fixtures coming up. Tuesday, it's going to be Arsenal, Bayern, and Real Madrid, Man City. I think they did a poor job with this. I don't know why they would put these 2 games on the same time. They should have definitely staggered this with one of them in like one day. I don't know why they did that. And of course, Atletico and Dortmund and PSG and Barca. So 4 very, very good games, people. Pretty even matchups in pretty much all of them, to be honest. PSG and Barca, I think both probably underachieving a bit for them. PSG, of course, doing what they do in their league every year. But I think their Champions League performances have not been the most consistent. Atletico Madrid and Dortmund, 2 teams that on their day can pretty much terrorize any team, but you'd probably say of all the teams left, maybe these 2 are, they did well to get each other in this round to have a good chance to go through. If you put any of these teams against the other 6, maybe they're probably the underdogs, but in this matchup, maybe it's a toss-up. Maybe it give Atletico the slight edge just due to Simeone and his prowess in this stage of the competition over the years. Real Madrid and Man City, definitely the pick game of the quarterfinals. 2 teams that, going into this Champions League knockout phase were teams that most would say probably have a really good chance to get all the way to the final. So Sad that one of them have to leave at this stage, but there has to be a winner. And then, of course, Arsenal and Bayern. So, first one that I want to try to predict, people, is the first leg of the PSG-Barcelona game. Let's see what they have to say about it. They don't have anything yet as far as potential lineups out, but I think both teams going into this game, let's just look at Barcelona's last few just to see what their form is looking like. So, of course, they played Las Palmas, did not have any game this weekend. Why didn't they have any games in La Liga, though? Okay, so Barca just didn't have a game. Interesting. But it didn't have many either. So what? I mean, was it Copa del Rey going on or something? Like, what was going on? Must have been Copa del Rey. Anyway, Barca haven't played much matches, to be honest. They had Atletico Madrid. They beat them 3-0. Great result for them in the league. And they had a 1-0 victory over Las Palmas after the break, the window. And now they have PSG. So they should be well rested going into this one. PSG, of course, drew with Clermont, but the manager barely played any of the starters today. So that was not much going on there. As you can see, Barcelona are the underdogs. PSG the slight favorite on the day. And this one will be on CBS and Paramount Plus in the States, it looks like. So they're getting the big channel for this one on Wednesday. So what do you think, people? Park the Prance. Of course, PSG will be hosting this one. Barcelona and PSG. How do you see this one going, people? I'm going to say for this game in the first leg, I think with no away goals rule, this one could be a tight affair. Neither team wanting to go with a disadvantage into the second leg. I'm going to go with an unpopular one, people. I think this match is going to draw 0-0. I think it's going to be a cagey one. 0-0 PSG and Barcelona. First leg. I can definitely see it being something like that, people. I don't know why I have this funny feeling like that match going to draw 0-0. Dortmund. PSG not known for their defending, but I just have a feeling like Barca just going to make sure that they're solid and keep it tight. Like I said, there's no incentive to go and get their away goal like there used to be. So I could just see this one being a cagey one where they cancel each other out. PSG 0, Barcelona 0. Especially PSG right now not really firing on all cylinders like they have been in previous years. So yeah, I could see that one being a 0-0. So that's what I'll go find that one, people. Let me see if anybody. Yep, so that's that one, people. Go back one more. Wrong. All right, so the next one, people, is Atletico Madrid versus Dortmund. So Atletico Madrid will be hosting this one in Madrid. They are the favorites, slight favorites. And the underdogs are Dortmund. So a little bit bigger underdog than Barcelona was in their game. And I do think that the home advantage will tell in this one. So for this one, I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-1 in favor of Atletico Madrid. I do think Dortmund will find a goal. Maybe Fulkrug or Marlin will get one. But Atletico Madrid, I think, will win this one 2-1. I think Morata will have many, many chances and score one of them. And, maybe Griezmann, as usual, gets on the score sheet in a big game. So that's what I'll go for in that one. 2-1 to Atletico Madrid. The next one we're going to talk about is the big one, people. Real Madrid versus Manchester City. This one will be at the Bernabeu, people. So let's see what the betting odds look like for this one, people. So Real Madrid favorite slightly, but very, very, actually no. Man City are the slighter favorites in this one, plus 145 to plus 180. So yeah, both teams pretty much, you know, gonna get some money for winning. So yeah, this one is super, super, super tight, people. Very, very hard for them to call this one. As you can see, the head-to-head is tight as well. 5 wins for City, 4 for Real Madrid, 3 draws. So that's very tight. And those are probably all pretty recently in recent history as well. Yeah, so this one, people, is going to be a big one. As I said before, Tuesday, same time as the Arsenal game. So I'll have both devices up and running to try to see these. But for me, people, the Bernabeu, ooh, I think this one going to be a really good match. I'm going to say that the home crowd pulls them through in the end. I'm going to say that this match ends 3-2 to Real Madrid in the first leg. Poised for the second leg at the Etihad. I'm going to go 3-2 to Real Madrid. See if anybody had anything to say about the other ones. First said Barca 2-0. Nitro said 1-all. PSG Barca. First said 1-all. Atletico Dortmund. Nitro said 1-love. Nitro said 2-0 Real. First said 2-all. Tight like some man pocket your seat. Yeah, man. And then the fourth game, people, last game in the Champions League. Let's see, Arsenal versus Bayern. So this one will be in London at the Emirates, people. So I expect an electric atmosphere. First quarterfinal in I think at least 7-8 years. And we get Bayern, which is almost full circle. I want to say the last time we were in this stage of the competition, we lost 5-1 twice to Bayern for 10-2. So I don't predict us to be able to turn over to the 10-2, but I do think that based on current form, I know Bayern will have the history and everything, and Thomas Tuchel is a manager that has navigated through to the Champions League with Chelsea. I don't think he has found the formula with this Bayern team, and I just don't see them being able to put together and beat up an Arsenal team. I do think we'll have scares in the game. I think Bayern will score, but I think the crowd, the atmosphere pulls us through as well. I'm going to say in the end, we're going to be comfortable at home and win this one 3-1. So I could see a 3-1 victory for Arsenal. I think Harry Kane always scores at the Emirates, so he'll score. But Arsenal will be too much for them in the end and we'll win 3-1. That's what I think, people. I could be wrong, though. Nitro said 3-1. Fresh said Bayern smash and grab. 2-1 to Bayern. Okay. Yeah, man, both of these games on Tuesday, I'm looking for all 4, really. I think all 4 of them have the potential to be good games, but the Tuesday games for sure. And I'm very interested to see the PSG Barca game as well. Because, Enrique coaching against Barca, that's another subplot to think about as well. So, yeah, it should be interesting over those 2 games. And I think the Atletico Madrid Dortmund one is a big one too, because both those fan bases are crazy. So I think the home teams will have good advantage in those games. So we'll see which one of them take more advantage. But I think all 4 games are really, really good games, poised. All the teams pretty much at similar levels, in this round in terms of the opponents that are playing each other. So I think it should be exciting, Yes, I might be surprised, but I hope not. 1-0 to the Arsenal. But only because of Hurricane, Brent. A Hurricane always scored at the Emirates, brother. When he was at Spurs, and I don't know if it's going to change now. I hope so. Yes, that's another plot as well, because pretty much set in stone, same as Real Madrid at this point. So, can be the first of a long line of clashes with them, before him go there. Same way I would deal with the rest of the forward them will play. Even though Kane is the type of player that give one of my backline problems. I don't think Gabriel cares if you play, because Kane is very clever in terms of like right before you jump him, bounce you and bridge you, and just him know all the little tricks, brother. So that's the only thing about Kane I like. He's super intelligent. I forgive him that. Borderline dirty, to be honest. The way he play. Alright, so let's see now, real quick, people. I'm just gonna show you the quarterfinals of the Europa League. So we have Leverkusen, West Ham, Benfica, Marseille, Liverpool, Atalanta, and Milan, Roma. So I'm gonna do the same for these. Leverkusen on fire, playing against West Ham. I'm gonna say they're gonna be too much for them. So I'll say Leverkusen 2, West Ham 1. I think West Ham will get a goal. Benfica, Marseille. Feel like Benfica will take the first leg, I'm gonna say 2-1 as well. And we have Liverpool at Anfield against Atalanta. I feel like that draw game against Man U is going to really be problems for Atalanta. I think Liverpool will take out them frustration at Atalanta in this first leg. I'm gonna say 4-1. Liverpool take the first leg. And we have Milan and Roma for the all-Italian match. Now, ever since my boy De Rossi come there, it's a different Roma, This one being an all-Italian. All right, you see the first leg here? That's going to be a throwback Italian game. 0-0, Catanaccio at its finest. Yeah, but all right, let me check the Conference League as well. I know we have Villa in another one, yeah. So I want to see how Villa get on now. By round. See if anybody check in with them score there. Kane and Nabry have it out for Arsenal. Nabry love Arsenal Nitro, man. Leverkusen 2-0. That made it say? No, I say 2-1. Bayer Leverkusen 3-1. I say Antonio get a goal. That would be nice. 2-1 pool. Benfica 2-0 first, 3-0 Liverpool, 2-1 Milan. 0-0 me say still. Alright, so Conference League now. So we have Olympiacos and Fenerbahce. Alright. That one they may go with the Turks, So I'm gonna say Fenerbahce go win that one, the 2-1. Then we have Polsen against Fiorentina. You see them side there? Like Polsen, when them play at home, them usually beat them side, the other side, So at that alone, I go pre and give them the win for the first leg. So I'm gonna say them take that one, the 3-2. That one that go have some goals in it. Fiorentina always give us some goal. Then we have Aston Villa and Lille. So we have Jonathan David and Bailey in this one. Alright, so Villa Park. Boy, Villa defense leaky from where they, Alright, I think goals are going to score another one here as well, So 3-2. I think Lille will get 2 goals. And then you have Club Brugge and PAOK. PAOK. Alright, I go with the Belgians in them yard. So I think this one will be a 2-0 win for Club Brugge. So that's my predictions for the first legs, people. So when I do the recap show, probably as I said, maybe Thursday night, I do a recap show on the European games and stuff, and just go through the fixtures and talk about them. I might do a Wednesday show and just give a lot of more time to the Premier League. And then Thursday, if I do another show Thursday, I'll just tie in all the Europa fixtures and the Conference League fixtures into whatever else we're going to talk about that night. But yeah, people, as I say, always a pleasure to come and discuss some football with you guys. We got through everything on the docket today nicely. Went through the Reggae Boyz scouting as we do every week. Definitely had to highlight the Jamaican Premier League as they got to their final match day today. And also, we definitely touched on the EPL race and spoke about the big results of the weekend. Of course, that 2-2 Manchester United Liverpool match, as well as the 3-0 Brighton destruction at the hands of Arsenal at the Amex Stadium. So, people, as I said before, my pleasure as always. Jason Gooner, another great episode. Remember, share the video around, like this video when you see it, and definitely leave some comments in the comment section. We discussed a wide range of topics tonight. Anything that you want to add to the discussion, if you're watching this on the replay, please do so. I will definitely respond and we can keep the conversation going that way. Remember, people, like, share, and subscribe to Jason Gooner TV. We are out here, people, and we're not going anywhere. So keep on liking the content, people. And once again, we are done with another stream. Bless up, people. Come on, you Gooners.